why the LGBT movement is falling. What is this? What is this? I don't understand the gay.
Some carry hate. We carry the largest trans pride flag to ever be flown in a national park and unfurled it on the side of El Cap to prove a point that trans is natural.
Please, tell me what's natural about...
Yeah, what's natural about putting this flag on the mountain?
having to wear a wig and tons of eye makeup to try and get people to treat you like a woman.
The Trump administration and transphobes would love to have you believe that being trans is unnatural.
This is so unrelated. This is the weirdest thing to do to prove something. If I'm going to put a flag, any flag, that means that, like, if what? I don't understand. If I'm going to put an alien flag on this mountain, is it means that the alien exists? I'm not saying alien or not exist. I think they are, but it's proof. It's a proof that they are exist. I don't understand.
But species that can transition sexes can be found on every continent.
Look, I know what's going on, and this world going crazy. But I'm not against this guy. I'm not against anyone. But I'm just saying this is some things are like stupid, you know. I'm not against. It's a free world. This dude here should be able to do whatever he wants. He's free. He could make this video, and I should be able to say something about this video. Not that I hate him. I don't hate him. I don't care about. He can do whatever he wants. It doesn't mean that I'm agreeing with him. I can comment about it and say it's stupid.
And in every ocean on planet Earth.
That had to be the most disingenuous analogy that I've ever heard. Show me a human male that's become female spontaneously without spending like $100,000 in the operating room. Well, even the surgeries don't change their biology, and just because certain animals can do things doesn't mean that humans can do those things. Some animals aren't sexually dimorphic, and the females are just as strong as the males. That's not humans, though. There are a lot of differences between the sexes. I mean, I don't think I've seen an analogy this bad since the croissant analogy.
If trans women aren't women, then is this
again? I know I'm supposed to be saying this woman, but it's a. I can't to say. If we weren't on YouTube, it was more easier. I'm not guilty of anything. This person here, yeah, I think I saw it many times. Let's just continue the video.
Big croissant, not a croissant? Of course it's a croissant. It's made out of butter and dough just like any other croissant.
Right, a big croissant and a small croissant are still both croissants. Except that's not what's happening here. You're not a big croissant saying that you're a small one. You're a taco saying, I identify as a pastry.
So before I demolish this delicious and very valid pastry, repeat after me. Big croissants don't affect me in the slightest.
Yeah, that's not the case. In fact, that's exactly...
Is he talking about dicks? Like, seriously? I don't understand. Is he comparing dicks? Like schmucks? What is he doing?
...problem and why people have so much energy against trans activism. We were all just out here minding our own business, and then a bunch of activists started inserting themselves into everything and saying, you have to treat us how we demand you treat us.
I didn't understand the analogy. Like, seriously, I'm not kidding.
Behavior is why people are mad at the LGBT crowd.
I'm actually non-binary and use they them pronouns. I definitely could see that. In the best way possible, you look like you'd be non-binary. Slay, they. You realize that isn't a compliment, right?
I guarantee you that when people say that, 99% of the time, it's not meant to be a compliment. And that's because as soon as you see the wacky hair color and the nose ring, oh wait, this person actually doesn't have a nose ring. Shocking. But when regular people see the wacky outfits, they know they're about to deal with a very difficult or annoying person. Or a narcissist. I mean, there are just so many examples of people with narcissistic personality disorder being gassed up by every major corporation for identifying as LGBT. And everyone hates stuff like this. From Today USA. Women want to be her, men want to be with her. Dylan Mulvaney.
Wait. Women want to be her. And men want to be with her. But it's a guy. And I'm a man, I don't want to be with a... Why are you including everybody? How is it related to me?
Definition of beauty.
How is this? You got a good jawline, a manly jawline, and it's looking good. I don't have anything to say more than that. I don't want to be with him.
And grace. Bro, Dylan Mulvaney doesn't even want to be Dylan
Don't
Mulvaney.
put words in my mouth. I don't have any problems with anyone. He should be gay to anyone and do whatever he wants, but why they are including me?
This is exactly what I'm talking about. Now, I'm sure there are plenty of trans people out there who just want to mind their own business and go on with their lives.
Yes.
In fact, the right to be able to mind their own business was originally what the LGBT movement was pushing for. And I think that's an idea that most Americans these days would have no problem supporting. However, the activists, not the normie LGBT people, I'm specifically talking about the activist part of this community, constantly display the most self-centered and entitled
What
behavior.
city is this? It's really
and it's
nice.
not transphobic or bigoted to point out when someone's being a self-absorbed asshole. Let's go back to that image. Women want to be here. Yeah, except for all the women who are pissed off at Dylan's woman face
This is the same guy, the same one from before, now looking more.
behavior. In fact, people were so mad at Dylan that Anheuser-Busch almost had to give up the Bud Light brand.
Yeah,
Men
the Bud
want to
Light
be with
story.
her. No, they don't. Straight men don't. The second they find out you're trans, you're gonna get ghosted.
This video is for straight men and straight men only. I'm sorry, but how in the world could you not like me? Yes, I'm a trans woman, I'm a doll.
It's a
Like,
good
what
job
is
they
so
did there.
different about dating me?
That's expensive. Like, this shit cost a lot.
Than
I can't believe this is like, it's look genuine, like
this woman.
scary.
I can do everything that she can.
Except have children. Did you notice the narcissistic?
Not
"I'm so
except
greedy"?
having children and there are like millions of other things, like not just children. It's a whole different world like out there. It's not just that.
behavior. That's why people don't like you.
Like the thing that separate like men from women. It's not just that. Like it's not just like the pregnancy. There are like millions of other things.
The guy I was on a date with just found out that I was trans. Why is he just finding out on the date? Why wasn't this disclosed on the dating app? I mean, they were definitely using a dating app where photos can be edited and the voice chat wasn't used. Why is it so hard to date straight men when you're just a normal trans girl who makes content for the internet? Well, there you go. Stop catfishing people and maybe you'll find someone who actually likes you. I mean, it's crazy how many trans people...
It's crazy. I'm not dating, and I'm thinking like if I was in a date and something like that would happen to me, I think I would have to go to talk with like somebody, because this is like it's scary. They and some men, I understand they want to be with a transgender, and that's fine, but not everybody. So why do you trying to fool people? Like, I don't know the percentage, but most people won't want, I guess, to be with.
perfectly fine to start a relationship out by lying by omission.
What are you even really disclosing? What is there to disclose? There's no deception.
It's really bad. I think this guy doing it on intention, like seriously.
When you're dating someone, you don't have to disclose every
He's doing a good job to be famous. Like,
single thing about yourself up front. That's the fun of it. You get to learn about someone new.
Considering that the status of your sexuality is a big deal for a relationship, that definitely should be disclosed before you even go on a date. Though in this case, I actually wouldn't worry because I don't think anyone's being fooled by you.
He shows off his results of facial feminization surgery. What is your reaction? Again, just reading the tweets. Don't get mad at me. Let's take a look at this. Bro, I'm going to keep it a bug. You got to go back and ask for a refund. Like, this was not a complete job. This is just incomplete homework.
Though to be honest, some trans people are more feminine than others, and it's harder for normies to tell. So in the case where someone is intentionally tricked and any form of sexual contact happens that they would otherwise not consent to, I think that should be considered sexual assault. These people are all about consent, right? Well, you can't consent if you don't understand the terms of the deal, and if you're trying to trick someone into consenting to something they otherwise would not consent to if they had full knowledge of the terms, then that is very much the mentality of a rapist. You aren't fooling anyone. Everyone knows that you aren't disclosing this information right away for a reason. And really, the best way to continue to take power away from these people so they can't threaten us anymore is to just start calling stuff what it is. All the bullying that trans activists have been doing can completely be defeated if we just stick to reality.
I agree with what he's saying on this video, but I'm trying to understand why the LGBT movement is failing.
Which brings us to a trans TikTok influencer who goes by Lily Tino.
How many followers? Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot. Look, this guy here, yeah, that's making those videos, yeah, supposed to be looking like a woman. Those people are smart. They know what they're doing. We're the idiots that watching this and saying, "Look at this guy. He's like doesn't look like a woman and stuff like that, and he's look ridiculous," and sharing. He knows exactly what is he doing. He knows exactly each video he's doing. He's getting famous on the internet. He's doing a very good job. Look, 11 million views. He knows what he's doing.
Oh,
it's his job. He's doing an incredible job.
This person has already been brought up, but now I have a bigger point to make. If you haven't seen any of the content, this type of stuff is what Tino is famous for.
The bottom is from Thailand.
Coconut bread from Thailand.
Yes, sir.
Cool. Ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am. Sorry, my bad. And the middle one is from India.
Thank you. Just like totally sucks the joy out of this bread tower.
Don't you think this video was fake? Seriously, I'm just talking about this guy. Don't you think it was fake, like the entire video? Don't forget the camera is there and it's rolling in this instance, in this moment.
It makes me want to immediately like leave because I no longer feel like safe here. It's like, oh, my guard now has to be up. I'm not going to enjoy this bread as much because my guard is up. We should be able to go places and not have to worry. I don't think I really want this bread tower, actually. I think I'd rather have the check.
Did anyone catch what went wrong here? I actually had to watch this multiple times, so let's do a quick repeat.
Coconut bread from Thailand.
Yes, sir.
Cool. Ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am. Sorry, my bad.
So Tino is mad because the waiter said sir. Well, it's kind of hard to call you a ma'am when you look like a sir, and Tino knows that people will make this...
I think it's, if it was real, I think it's more of the voice, not the look, in this case. Or maybe both, I don't know, but the voice sounds really manly.
...mistake, which is why tons of misgendering videos are on Tino's channel.
I just want to tell you that the person who gave me this called me sir.
What?
Called me sir.
Oh.
I think this video is fake. I think it's fake. It's so... Think about how easy is it to film this video. Just picturing it, saying it to the waitress, never showing the waitress. He's just getting views for it. That's it. Like, you know... It's fake. I think it's fake. I think it's fake. It's not fake? Let me know. I think it's fake.
Just hurts a lot to get called sir. Thank you. I'm not sir.
Look at the belly here. He do it on the intention. This is to get views. Look at the dog here and everything.
Nothing like a good misgendering. It is a knife in the gut when I get called sir. It hurts more and it's not intentional.
It doesn't. It's all fake. Like, it's all staged.
This is sir to him.
It's all planned.
It's such a knife to the gut that you keep intentionally putting yourself in these situations and film them happening over and over again. Even with the feigned politeness.
This guy that's commenting here, I'm agreeing with what he's saying with the basics, but you have to take into account that this video is probably staged.
Everyone knows that you're doing...
The guy that's saying, sir, it's his friend, whatever.
...this on purpose.
You think he's caring about it? All he wants is views. He got like millions of views. That's the way.
And not just that, but Tino has openly talked about not actually caring about being called sir.
Look, I don't need your approval to love my face. But honestly, keep these comments coming because they really don't bother me in the way that you think they bother me, and they boost engagement on my stuff, so keep at it.
There you go.
People saying sir in the comments is what's being responded to. So now we know that Tino bullying people is completely about getting attention. But let's go back to that bread video for a second.
We're supposed to say friend or just not use gendered language. It's like a pretty big thing that Disney has done. Nothing was wrong with bread. I just don't want it anymore. Just because they apologize doesn't mean she doesn't feel sad. Or
this guy is natural, a natural filmmaker.
If you've accidentally ever heard
he knows how to make a good content. Look how the engagement.
Like, oh,
so many views.
Of course.
Because they called him sir.
All of that hurt.
It's fake.
That's not how it works.
Sorry about what happened.
It's okay. I would love to pay for the drink, please.
No, the drink is on me too, so...
You don't have... Are you sure?
You're good, yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Fake.
Now you can see why Tino does this. Any narcissist would treat waiters like that if they got free food and special treatment from it. You do understand they had to throw all that food out, right? However, I don't know if you guys caught this, but the waiter had an accent. meaning that English is not his first language, so he probably is not all that privy to the pronoun BS.
If it was
because
real.
it's esoteric speech. I mean, if there's any indication that he doesn't understand what's going on, it's that he immediately says sir again after being told to say ma'am. And the whole subtext of this is that this guy spends all this time learning English, and then Tino is out here threatening his livelihood over a minor mistake. That's why you got the free drink. It's because he's afraid of a sociopath like you causing a scene and getting him fired.
Yeah, I get it, but why the
considering that
LGBT movement is failing? I
this
still
occurred at
didn't got
Disneyland.
it.
So you know that if the waiter
Because of him?
Bathrooms? You know, Florida is really conservative. I don't know what the rules are. Trans women are allowed to be in women's bathrooms, but I'm about to go.
Okay, let's go to the next subject in line, I think.
I go where I please. And so far, nobody's had the guts to even try and stop me.
No one has tried to stop you because it's a bunch of women who have like half your strength.
So,
and they don't.
In the end, I think what's going on in this video is that we got like some proofs of like people that are famous in the LGBTQ community. And I think that even the LGBTQ community member could be wrong, but I think even the community don't like those people like that you're showing. It's just some of them. Let's see. Oh, it's this. Wow, he's really famous, right?
Promise that it's easy to understand. Ready to learn? The first thing I want you to do is close your eyes. Now think, do you feel like a boy, a girl, or a little bit of both?
For those of you who don't know what's going on, this is a parody of Miss Rachel, who is a very popular creator for very young kids. A friend of mine has a 2-year-old, and I caught an episode while he was visiting where she was teaching toddlers how to say no, so that was great. Well, maybe it's annoying to parents, but probably very useful if they ever meet someone like Lily Tino. And I'm not just making allegations here. Tino literally has an OnlyFans account and advertises that account in the same area where the videos targeted at children can be viewed. How is this not a crime? Can you see why people are mad now? Stuff like this happens over and over again, and this information
that is
pushed
bad.
on
Like
younger...
if it's pushing to little kids and then they have those links, it's insane.
And younger people way before it's age appropriate, and now they have stuff like this.
Applications are open for Brave Trails 2025. Whether you're new or returning, get ready for an unforgettable summer in California, New York, or Georgia. Brave Trails is the summer camp for LGBTQ plus youth ages 12 to 17.
12 to 17.
Programming, gender-neutral housing, and affirming spaces to be your true self.
Wait, so you're gonna put a bunch of boys and girls with cameras in mixed housing? They're going to change and sleep in the same area with an age difference from 12 to 17?
That's sick.
You don't see a problem with that?
That is sick.
Unfortunately, I don't think they do. And what's funny is that I'm old enough to remember that back in 2020, I made a video about them medically transitioning kids, and I got gaslit like crazy with a bunch of wokies in the comments saying, no, they're just socially transitioning kids. They don't get medical treatment
so today
until they're
it's changed
adults.
a bit, the
At
movement.
that point, there were only a handful of news stories about people medically transitioning under 18. But just 5 years later, medically transitioning kids has been completely normalized.
Estrogen treatment
but again, now it's, I think, getting
sterile. But Josie and her mother never
more
doubted
disapprovals
it was the right
again.
thing until an unexpected conversation happened one afternoon.
But on the inside, where nobody else can see,
yeah.
Are you a boy or are you a girl?
Maybe I'm a boy inside and a girl outside.
Really?
Look, if it's real and a girl is saying that, you don't need to push it. Let it go and then decide what to do. I'm saying it's an insane world.
Yeah, is that true?
Only you know the answer to that.
Like, why would you even publish it on the internet? I don't understand.
I think I'm a boy sort of, but I want to be a girl.
Yeah.
Dr. Olson had a decision.
You are in the perfect place
No,
to start
that's
on
insane.
blockers.
And
That's
she
insane.
promises to begin giving her estrogen, female hormones, in 2 years.
Around 13. That's what I think. You're not going to wait until 16 to start. You know that, okay?
A lot of times it strikes me that had this happened just 20 years ago,
Thank you.
I wouldn't have been able to give her blockers and she would have had to go through male puberty. That terrifies me.
It's all done. Do you want a hug?
I don't know that she would have survived male puberty.
I'm not really sure how these people have it in their head that it's okay to allow a young child to make a permanent decision like that, especially considering that the child expressed pretty heavy doubt, and maybe that's the best cue to not put your kid on life-altering medications when they turn 13.
Seems more like we're experimenting on children like the Nazis did, though.
It does seem a little suspect. I agree.
I mean, imagine if the Nazi scientist came forward and said, but the kids really want it.
The one thing that keeps me happy is that we're moving closer to a place where eventually people who do this are going to start getting punished for it, especially since Twitter got bought and stories like these aren't being suppressed anymore.
I had facial feminization surgery. I had sex reassignment surgery. I was on HRT for 17 years. Now I'm on a combo dose because I can't go off. I have multiple health conditions from transitioning young and for transitioning for so long.
Whoa.
This person has to take medication permanently despite regretting the transition because of the damage that transitioning caused. And it's sick because the activist community loves to pretend that none of these drugs like hormone blockers have any side effects.
So what was it for you that kind of woke you up to this isn't what I should have done?
I found out that homosexual transition was environmentally caused in almost every single case by childhood sexual assault or by internalized homophobia or failed boy syndrome. People are being lied to when they're being diagnosed. They're not being diagnosed with what actually causes the gender dysphoria. They're just being diagnosed with a symptom of a problem. And there are multiple problems that cause those symptoms. And when you don't appropriately diagnose people, you lead them into a life of ruin. All of these interventions are permanent, they're irreversible, and they lied to me.
I don't know if the numbers are that high, but sexual abuse history sure is commonly reported amongst people who transition, as well as symptoms of it like drug abuse and homelessness. Now, the age-old thing that the activists like to say is that you could end the life of a trans person by misgendering them. However, if you look at the studies that they cite, the people in the high-risk categories are very often drug abusers or homeless, and HRT is not going to fix that.
And they don't care about the people who are indoctrinated, who are harmed by this loosey-goosey system where you can walk into a therapist in 15 minutes and be given a gender dysphoria diagnosis.
Right, they don't care at all. I think when Lily Tino makes a video dressed as Miss Rachel, that's not about educating people. It's about trying to find the next viral trend to build popularity and promote the OnlyFans account.
This is what I think.
These people rarely,
that makes sense.
if ever,
that makes
talk
sense.
about people who regret transitioning. In fact, I've heard rumors that on Reddit, such people are shunned from the transgender forums. But the nefarious part with kids is that kids are easily manipulated, will often do what they think will impress their parents, and they have no life experience. They've only been around for a few years, so how are they supposed to know at 11 what their desires are going to be at 30 or 40 or 50? Where are the adults? Adults are supposed to be around as advisors to prevent
This
kids
is why
from
you
doing
won't
something they
get
might regret in
a
the long
tattoo
term.
in this age.
In fact, as a society, I think it's people's responsibility to prevent those around them from making stupid decisions. A lot of people's dumb choices could be stopped if they didn't have a shitty friend group. You want people in your life who will sit you down and talk you through major decisions and give you corrective feedback. People need the feedback of others to know how to behave appropriately. It's something that I'm sure these narcissistic activists are missing in their lives. So let's do them all the favor of not appeasing their BS. Anyway, thanks for watching. Follow me on Twitter, and I'll see you in the next video.
That was crazy. Seriously.